Good evening. I'm Michael Canton with Secret Psychotherapy, and I am simulcasting on both Facebook and Instagram. And welcome. Welcome. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see if anybody else joins, to allow others to join. Either way, what we'll do tonight is a brief prayer, a prayer reading, and followed by a brief meditation, and then a little bit of sharing before we close by the bottom of the hour. So this should be just a nice, quick, and easy centering and inspirational kickoff to 2024. I'm not sure which camera to look at, so I'm just gonna look at probably the Facebook one here mostly tonight. And I hope your holidays have been great. And if you're like me, you've been in the back of your mind feeling as though that it's time to renew. It's time to connect with who you really are and what you're here to really do. What's your purpose in this life? So, doing some sort of prayer and meditation practice to start your day is just one way to connect to yourself and to connect to your source. I personally, for a little while now, have been using a daily reader. It's Jesus Calling. See that? Okay. But it's a daily reader, and it's inspiring. And to read something inspiring first thing in the morning, to follow that up with a meditation, which essentially, hey Joyce, thanks for tuning in. Tuning in, speaking of tuning into yourself, tuning into your source first thing in the morning, followed by the meditation process, really helps to set the tone. We want to set the tone for the day, because after we step out the door, we are inundated with, all kinds of information, data, emotions, things that people say and people do that trigger us or potentially spin us out. So we want to practice setting the tone, and I like to set the tone with God. Why not go to the source and tuning into that vibration? So, as I said, for a little while now, I've been using that book, Jesus Calling, to focus my mind on words on the paper, and then drop into a brief meditation, usually around 7-8 minutes tops, where I'm connecting with God and connecting with that divine presence, and then either sharing what kind of insights I have, or writing it down for future journaling or exploration or action. So I want to welcome in those of you who are here. Appreciate you being here. And let's see here. One thing before we get started is there's a point to having a spiritual practice, and that point is not only to set the tone, but it's to learn to trust ourselves and our connection with God, and to reclaim our freedom, to reclaim our sovereignty, and our sovereignty and our freedom in the sense of our own energy, so we're not distracted as much and as often. We're not made to think certain things and distrust ourselves through advertisements or through things that other people are saying that we should do. We really want to develop the capacity to have that dial up God connection every moment, every day, because we're faced with so many things moment to moment, so many distractions, and potential pitfalls that and decision points, and we want to do what's in our highest good for ourselves and for the most amount of people. That's the prayer, and we can do that. We can do that, no doubt. And who knows how this life, how this future is going to unfold of 2024. So, if we do have crises and we are quick to feel fear and want to tune into the quote unquote authorities out there on what to do, how to think, we can have this training so that we don't have to rely on others. We rely on ourselves and our connection with God, number one. All right. So let's get into the reading. And let's get to it. So for January, you're going to see here, there's a little reading there for January, for the month. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." January 1st. "Come to me with a teachable spirit, eager to be changed. A close walk with me is a life of continual newness." I'm just going to stop right there real quick. So this is God speaking to you and I. A close walk with me is a life of continual newness. Do not cling to old ways as you step into a new year. Instead, seek my face with an open mind, knowing that your journey with me involves being transformed by the renewing of your mind. As you focus your thoughts on me, be aware that I am fully attentive to you. I see you with a steady eye because my attention span is infinite. I know and understand you completely. My thoughts embrace you in everlasting love. Stop there too. Just tune in for a second what that might feel like. Being embraced with an everlasting love. An infinite love. A love that is without condition. Just right here, right now. It goes on, I also know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Give yourself fully to this adventure of increasing attentiveness to my presence. I'm going to read that last part again. Give yourself fully to this adventure of increasing attentiveness to my presence. So let's take 7 minutes to tune in, to contemplate this message of going to God first, and as God invites us to put our attention on God, where our mind goes, our energy flows. So we're opening a doorway of communication between ourselves and God. Just with our attention, we do that. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and go within. Center in on your breath. Use your breath as an anchor point. Allow yourself to feel God's presence in this moment. Trusting and knowing that you are a focal point of God's love. And in a receptive posture with your hands open towards the ceiling, your attention turned within. Just rest for a few minutes here, breathing in the love and light of God. Each step on this journey with God is renewing our mind to greater and grander possibilities for our life. And let the old go, and let ourselves be renewed each step of the way. Imagine yourself being on an adventure with God. Having your antenna open and listening and tuning in for that frequency, that God frequency. Plugged into your nervous system and breath. your mind wanders, just gently bring your attention back to your breath. Opening your mind and body to receiving God's light and love and energy. We'll go 2 more minutes. Another 30 seconds or so. It's anchoring in presence of God, soaking it in into your cells, to your energy body, into your bones. You'll hear a tone. And with that tone, begin to flutter your fingertips and your toes. Take a few last centering breaths before opening your eyes. Making any micro movements you need to feel more grounded in your body. And as you open your eyes, retain the consciousness you had when you went within. And as we come back to our 3D reality here, offer, encourage you to share any insight, um, any feeling that you had during the meditation. And we could type it in the comments, um, and share what you got from that meditation. I'll just share that each time I do this, I feel an energy, a subtle energy that is flowing through my body. And tonight's no different. Tonight I felt more and more allowing myself to open and almost involuntarily undulate very subtly in my body as I experienced the energy. And, reminding myself that life is an adventure, and God is the leader of the adventure, and that I don't have to necessarily figure everything out. I can do my part, I can show up, I can make a plan, and I can also let go as I walk my path and as I walk with God. So I was reminded earlier today of a situation a few months ago where I went canoeing, kayaking, and we parked one vehicle where we put in, and my vehicle was parked where we were coming out down river. And when we got down river to my vehicle, I realized I left my car keys, upriver, and in the vehicle that we left. And so it's like, how am I gonna go upriver and get these keys? So I had my bike on the back of my car on the bike rack. So I took the bike off the bike rack and started pedaling upriver on a bike path. And it just so happened that it was like a beautiful summer day, right? And it felt really good to do that. And along the way, I met this older man who was in a motorized wheelchair. He lived along this bike path. He was outside, and I stopped and I was asking him if I was close to where I needed to get my car, the car keys. And we stopped and talked for a while and enjoyed the day. And it was for maybe like 10 minutes. But in that time, I realized that whole thing was off my radar. I was hoping just to get back in my car and go. And instead there was this whole other adventure awaiting for me where I got to use my bike. I got to, enjoy the summer weather. I got to meet somebody new and have a conversation and connection with somebody and just share. And sometimes that's what life is. We have a plan. We think things are going to go a certain way, a certain day, and they don't. But oftentimes there's opportunities to have new experiences and new growth experiences. So, and there's beautiful experiences to be had in this life. I know, the news and there's perceptions out there that can be very negative and fear based, but let's be, the ones who say, hey, we can have some amazing life experiences. We're not throwing in the towel here. We're creating new life-giving growth experiences, and fun times, good times that will good memories that will last a lifetime. So I thank you so much for joining me. We're gonna take a few minutes. I just wanna read some of the comments here. Joyce, thank you so much for tuning in here on Facebook. You wrote that you felt a deep love and pressure from Jesus. That's beautiful. And that you're learning to let go and let God. Yeah. Oh, presence, not pressure. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to feel pressure from Jesus, right? But presence is good. And that you're opening up to trusting God and showing the way. That's beautiful. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, so this, again, having a spiritual practice, having something to read, following up with a short meditation is just one way to have a divine connection to God. Sometimes it's referred to as a contemplative meditation because your meditation is based off of a reading, as a spiritual reading. But we got someone here, let's see, messaging that in the meditation is teaching you to give up control, right? It's good. Yeah, in our humanness, we try to control so much, from our schedule to the behaviors of others. So tuning into God and being allowing ourselves to be led and allowing other people to have their freedom to be led by the same God, right? Same presence. So in that way, we really don't have to worry about others, because we're giving up control. We're allowing God to take control of their life as well. And we also, we have so much to offer, guys. We do. So I'm thinking of offering something like this in the mornings, maybe to start with once a week. So I'm thinking like a Monday morning to start the week, or a Sunday morning, where we do a reading and a short meditation like this and a short share afterwards, just 30 minutes tops. And let me know in the comments if you like that idea, if that's something that you would like to tune in for, and I'll make it happen. And if you're not on my email newsletter email list, go ahead and sign up to receive my email newsletters so that you can know when I have events like this planned, and when I have other events and services, that you can look into for yourselves. Of course, I do one-on-one mental health therapy and one-on-one coaching. And you can go to my website at sacred-psychotherapy.com to learn more about that. And yeah, much love to you guys. And we got someone here saying that they like the idea of doing this once a week, and one person said Sundays would be great. So okay, we'll keep that in mind. Sundays, Sunday mornings could be the one that we do. So keep a lookout on my social channels. I'll post when we're gonna do the next one. And like I said, if you want to join my email newsletter list, you can do that by going to the website and signing up. And then you'll also receive email newsletters moving forward.